The great goal is the product of an explosive mixture. It's art and ability all mixed up with effort and ecstasy. It's the moment when the emotions of star and supporters are united in celebration. Few players in the modern game have turned goal-scoring into such a spectacle as Hugo Sanchez. He and Spanish football and Real Madrid were meant for one another. The man, the game, the team glory in the arrogance of success. Hugo Sanchez was brought to Spain initially by Atletico Madrid. At the end of his first full season, he was the Spanish league's top scorer. Opponents couldn't hold him. Neither could Atletico. Real bought him, one of the few players to carry their boots across the city. Few players in the modern game have so flaunted their goal-scoring exultation, but how the Madrid fans have loved him for it. As the bullfighter struts the ring in triumph over the bull, so Hugo Sanchez of Real Madrid marks every kill with a somersault of supremacy. 4 times in the last 5 seasons with Real, Sanchez has been the Spanish league's top scorer. But one goal stands out above them all. Afterwards, Real's coach, the Dutchman Leo Beenhakker, said, "They should change the rules. A goal like that deserves to stop the match." Argentina's Riccardo Bochini is living evidence of a great tradition. In Argentine football, the man who wears the number 10 shirt, as he did for so long for Independiente, is considered a man in a class of his own. He's expected to be creator, goal scorer, and hero of the masses. Bochini didn't earn the worldwide fame he deserved because his loyalty to club and country kept him in Argentina. But Independiente had no complaints. In a record 400 games, he helped them win 2 World Club Cups, 4 South American crowns and 4 domestic titles.
Ahí está, Boca Juniors otra vez en la salida. Ahí está otra vez Walter Pico, el hombre más invisible de Boca. Está vivo la torre, le pegó a la torre.
Allí va al centro, allí va la cabeza, la caprichosa cabeza de Alzamendi. Cierra todo el campo Reynoso para marcar. Sigue Medina Bello. La pide solo Enrique. Aquí está, atención, Enrique.
Gustavo Costas. El toque para Acuña. Para Rubén Paz. Toque para Medina Bello. Está habilitado. Lo va a marcar Villa. Sigue Medina Bello. Ganó muy bien Medina Bello. Medina Bello viene al centro. Cabezazo alto. ¡Y gol!
Jugar más cerca del arco de Navarro Montón. Artime Insúa, Alfaro Moreno por adentro. Llega Artime otra vez. Allí está Alfaro Moreno. Atención, Alfaro Moreno.
Brindisi la tocó. Media vuelta Graziani, Graziani que gira, Graziani.
¡Gol! ¡Golazo!
¡Gol! Lindo Sensini, aplicando atención. Alfaro. El arco solo, Alfaro, gol. Arranca Romano y se va escapando. Romano solo Ortega, Romano buscando Ortega. ¡Palo! A Palma. Le pegó. ¡Gol! De Rosario Central, Palma. Boca Juniors. Enganchó el 7, ganó. Rodríguez jugando atrás. Mastro Simone, le pegó. ¡Gol! Pasó el ataque Moralejo, atención, sigue el juego, está el arquero, puede ser si le pega Moralejo, le pasó la atención. Pavón, Reinaldi. Se va Reinaldi, atención. Engancha para adentro, le pegó Reinaldi. ¡Gol! ¡Golazo de Reinaldi! ¡Gol!
Y el remate al que hacía referencia Macaya Márquez, Fernán Díaz, que le entró con la parte de afuera, se fue al lateral.
Por eso Talarico le pegaba. ¡Gol! ¡Batistuta!
Saco de Cortés habilitando nuevamente a Castillo. Cortés, Castillo, buena pared, ¿eh? Atención, Márquez que llega. Márquez. ¡Gol!
Rodríguez, buen cabezazo para Graziani. Se va Graziani. Sigue Alfredo por el medio de la torre. Se viene el toque para la torre, la chilena. ¡Golazo! ¡Gol! Favores para festejarlo toda la noche. ¡Qué golazo de la torre! Por eso la alegría de sus compañeros, por eso el delirio de la tribuna de Boca. ¡Qué gol!
Czechoslovakia almost disappeared from football's international view in the mid-1980s. But the flowering of a new political era was matched by the blossoming of a new crop of outstanding young players. In the modern way, they've proved skilled and versatile, none more so than Ivan Hašek. Twice voted Footballer of the Year, he's a player whose talents were universally admired during the 1990 World Cup finals. Hašek made his name with Czechoslovakia's most popular old club, Sparta of Prague. In the 1930s, Sparta provided the backbone of the Czechoslovak side, which reached the final of the 1934 World Cup. Today, Ivan Hašek deserves the compliment of world class. He has done ever since he was a teenager starring in the 1983 World Youth Cup in Mexico. Since then, he's gone from strength to strength, to more than 50 appearances for his country, and from goal to goal. Hašek is a danger to goalkeepers from almost any position. Many of his goals come from long-range drives. Then again, the acutest of angles presents few problems to the man who can wriggle through the most crowded of penalty boxes. Any match, any range. No opponent dare grant him any space. And his flair for the unexpected suggests that he too may be an admirer of Hugo Sanchez. Great players don't have to accept the lure of Italian lira or Spanish peseta to secure their place in the game's Hall of Fame. Belgian veteran Jan Kerlemans is a case in point. He makes and takes goals with equal facility for his country and for his club, Bruges. His power and experience are recognised the world over. Yet Kerlemans is the man who once turned down a mighty offer from Italian giants Milan because he preferred living exactly where he was, and because his mother feared he might grow homesick. For a big man, Kerlemans is remarkably nimble, as he demonstrates in creating this opening for Danish teammate Kenneth Bruller. After Italia 90, Kellermans retired from the national team. His retirement lasted just 3 months. No player has represented Belgium more often. Approaching 100 caps, he could resist his country's call no more than he could resist putting the ball into the back of the net.
En direction de Koeman. Et une reprise spectaculaire, un but splendide.
Et il y a toujours Christian, c'est isolé sur la droite. Une excellente passe vers Christian qui va marquer le 3e. Là, il fait un crochet, il se retourne, oui. Remarquable. 3-0. Et Prud'homme a été vraiment mystifié là par Christian. Le contre à l'état pur, évidemment. Malines avec les tous les risques. À 2-0 ou 3-0, c'est pareil.
Ballon dans les pieds de Nilis, qui poursuit son action, lobe le gardien, reprise dans le plafond de Karancevic. Fernandez et Tikva sont là en place, en mieux passer un but. Alors que je vous disais que ces deux hommes remplacent. Ça doit fort l'ennuyer quand même. Alors Nilis botte cela très bien. Et voilà le ballon au fond des filets. Michel Prud'homme n'a pas réagi. Commode qui est surmonté et c'est un but.
Regardez comme Emerse est reparti, la jolie déviation de Denbo pour Emerse. On a des superbes buts, maintenant le tir et le but. Oh, 2 buts successifs avec une phase superbe encore et très
Tendu. La moindre erreur serait fatale. Attention, ballon dans les pieds de Koeman. Il a un beau tir à distance, un but exceptionnel. Et pourtant, Koeman est un footballeur connu. Tout le monde sait que ces tirs à distance sont redoutables. On a vu le rebond très sèche et très précise. Et je ne voudrais pas accabler De Wilde, le gardien d'Anderlecht, mais sa détente m'a semblé bien tardive, son réflexe.
avec le ballon, c'est joli. Regardez ce qu'il fait. Emerse, c'est beau, coup de fou. Et lui reprend mal de la tête avec De Wilde maintenant. De Wilde dans le but, c'est goal. Oh, c'est goal.
Il était quand même fort avancé par rapport à sa ligne et il lui a fallu beaucoup de temps, me semble-t-il, avant de décoller. Et pendant ce temps, le ballon est déjà du côté de Khana qui est tout seul. Qu'est-ce qu'il va faire? Il tire et il marque. Voilà, terminé, des derniers espoirs.
Alors il y a Christian sur la droite, bien joué. Christian dans le rectangle. Que fait-il? Centre en retrait. Et dans le but fantastique.
À droite, Nilis, à sa gauche, Moussonda. Il fait faire cela. Excellent passe de Moussonda pour Jankovic. Seul devant Prud'homme, le Yougoslave, c'est le numéro 2, oui. Oh là là, qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Fantastique goal de Jankovic. Extraordinaire.
Risque le coup pour le coup. Van der Spitzen. Tir de Van der Spitzen. Et c'est but. Un très beau but de
Koen Sanders. Et bonne intervention de Vervoort. Jankovic à gauche, Karancevic à droite. Que va-t-il faire tout seul? Il tergiverse un peu sur sa gauche quand même, Jankovic. Excellent service de Jankovic vers Vervoort. Il y a Karancevic et c'est le but. But pour Anderlecht.
Un ballon qui revient chanceusement dans les pieds de Kenya. Kenya qui va tenter sa chance. Un tir et un but de Kenya dans une position très difficile. Kenya inscrit.
Osman avec un tir. Oh, il est beau. Un tir de Koeman. Van de Waal l'a même pas vu rentrer.
Peu de chance devant lui. Il faudra aller très vite maintenant. De Grèce demande le ballon, la passe devait partir. Attention au jeu. Nice temporise un peu. Emerse est là à droite. Alors marque Emerse dans le rectangle. De Grèce, goal! Superbe mouvement.
In the autumn of 1990, French football found itself embroiled in a massive financial scandal. Its tentacles touched a number of First Division clubs and even threatened the federation. Through it all, steady as a metronome, Marseille's Jean-Pierre Papin went on scoring goals. Marseille had emerged at the end of the 1980s as the dominant force in the French game. Millionaire president Bernard Tapie spent his fortune around the world. Manager Franz Beckenbauer from Germany. Midfielder Dragan Stojkovic from Yugoslavia. Forwards Enzo Francescoli from Uruguay and Chris Waddle from England. But leading them all as captain and top scorer was Papin, their prodigal son. Papin began his career in France with Valenciennes. In 1984, he was the second division's top scorer. Those goals earned him a transfer to the Belgian club Bruges and an international call-up. After the Mexico World Cup, Papin's deadly talents were brought back to France. Marseille snatched him just when he appeared poised to sign for Monaco. When Marseille beat Monaco in the 1990 French Cup final, who should score a hat-trick but Papin? Time and again, the most experienced defenders claim to know the secret of closing him down. Then, when they're occupied elsewhere on the pitch, Papin finds a gap a mile wide. But Papin doesn't need wide-open spaces. His reflexes and control bring him goals in the tightest moments. Then again, such is the firepower of Marseille's captain that he collects goals as regularly from outside the penalty area as from inside. It's all the same to Jean-Pierre Papin. For years, it was popularly supposed that for all their skill, Yugoslavia was short of players to hit the back of the net. Following the departure of Stojkovic, Darko Pančev is the latest hero of Red Star Belgrade to explode that myth. Only in his mid-20s, Pančev still has youth on his and Yugoslavia's side. He was an early starter. At 18, Pančev was the league's leading scorer while playing for Vardar Skopje. It says everything about his value to them that after Pančev was sold to Red Star, Vardar tumbled the length of the first division and were relegated. Panchef, however, couldn't put a foot wrong. To earn a World Cup trip to Italy, he was the league's leading scorer once more, as well as the match winner when Red Star beat Hajduk Split in the Yugoslav Cup final.
Pančev, 10. minut, Crvena zvezda vodi sa 1:0.
Vrlo dobar početak susreta za beogradska prvoligaša, rad u napadu, Nestorović i to je 1:0 za slobodan udar za Zvezdu, pre lopte Stojković, Marović, 1:1.
Pierre Littbarski is a rare footballer, having been involved in the final of 3 successive World Cups. In 1982, he was in the team beaten 3-1 in Madrid by Italy. In '86, he was an unemployed substitute for the side beaten by Argentina in Mexico. Finally, in 1990, he collected that precious winner's medal for his role in defeating the Argentines in Rome. Littbarski was brought up in the Cold War isolation of West Berlin, but his special skills are more usually associated with the Latin football played hundreds of miles to the south. He sees openings where apparently they don't exist. And above all, as he shows at free kicks, Pierre Littbarski has a very quick mind, which has made him the great player he is. Football is full of great double acts. The few Scottish partnerships have attracted the attention earned by Ali McCoist and Mo Johnston. McCoist is deadly in front of goal, scoring here courtesy of a lofted pass from Johnston. Yet for all his success in Scotland, McCoist struggled when as a teenager he tried his luck south of the border with Sunderland. Yet 5 times in the past 7 seasons he's been Rangers' top scorer.
He's going to go for the shot, beautiful.
At Hampden or Ibrox, at home or abroad, McCoist is happiest when he's teasing and tormenting defenders, using his slide rule shooting skills to steer the ball wide of any diving or leaping goalkeeper.
Here's McCoist. Tries a chip, he's done it! What a brilliant goal!
For Scotland's sake, perhaps it was a pity that he was only called on to start one match at the 1990 World Cup finals, the defeat by Brazil. McCoist isn't merely a scorer. Frequently, he creates goals in his deadly Rangers partnership with Mo Johnston. No wonder Johnston is especially delighted with this goal. He scored it against Celtic, the old firm rivals, his old club. Celtic had expected Johnston to return to Parkhead after his spell of French leave with Nantes. So did the press. So did the fans. Instead, he chose Ibrox as the stage on which to display the innate talents of marksman supreme.
That was a magnificent pass from Wilkins, it really was.
Brown streaking. Helps it on, back to Ian Ferguson! A special from Ferguson and Rangers won!
They know one another so well. Between the sides, Jim Bett slicing open the defence. Charlie Nicholas keeps it nice and calm and a lovely finish. And Charlie is the darling. Big international defender looks up, picks up Brian Grant, back to Joaquin Cameron, half chance. Oh, great swing! And Aberdeen are in front.
And it's a very good goal.
And a great effort there from Wall. Thistle on ahead.
Did it nicely. McPherson is up. Gives Crab a chance. Breaks it headlock.
Now, Houchin is up, so is McGinley. Still Collins going all the way himself.
What about ball towards us? Scott Crab, Eamon Bannon. Well, that's a great goal! Oh, toss for McGinley. Gilhaz has gone wide as Nicholas. Broad smile, no wonder. From Spurs, Celtic defend. Look at that big gap there. On it went, and Charlie on the volley, glorious. Stick rod. Oh, he did that very well, stick rod. There's Torkelson, that's a beautiful goal. And the Continentals combine for the
Oh, slipped through here for Cahoon, but McLeish did well. Sanderson first to it. Oh, it's a great goal for Hearts. The Hearts support, joyous. McLeish was struggling, he tried to get it away, but watch Sanderson's determination. And Snell does it, no chance, a great goal. Jimmy Sanderson, look at that, how about that?
The Football Association Challenge Cup is the most romantic trophy in the game. Launched in 1872, the oldest competition of all, its legend is worldwide. The most dramatic moments from the FA Cup final are seen around the world every year. Moments such as this in 1985, when Norman Whiteside's goal brought victory for Manchester United and denied Everton the League and Cup double. Whiteside was barely 20 years old, yet he took his opportunity with the cool aplomb of a veteran. After all, 3 years earlier, he'd been playing for Northern Ireland in the 1982 World Cup finals. Upset and drama are the staple diet of the FA Cup. Until 1987, Tottenham had never been beaten in a cup final. When Spurs failed to clear this cross, Keith Houchin headed this magnificent goal. Spurs' proud record was about to fall. No wonder Coventry managers John Sillett and George Curtis looked so happy with life. In recent years, foreign imports have made their mark in the FA Cup. Dutchman Arnold Muren was one of them, opening up the Brighton defence for Ray Wilkins to score one of the most memorable goals of his career. United, held 2-2 in this first match, would cruise to a 4-0 success in the replay. In 1981, Tottenham were also on the receiving end as Manchester City's Steve McKenzie rifles home yet another Wembley special. The difference is that this time Tottenham, not celebrating City, would run out the winners. Football is a religion in Brazil. The players are worshipped. Few in recent years have attracted such adulation as Bebeto. He's been called the new Zico because it was with the Masters' old club, Flamengo, that he took his first steps. Bebeto also mirrors many of Zico's qualities, his delicate skill, his accurate shot. Injury wrecked his 1990 World Cup. Goals like these promise Brazil's fans that Bebeto will be back.
Renato vai chegando também muito rápido. Boa pinta, cortou, vai bater, bateu! Correu pela meia direita, cruzou pelo alto, tentou no comando, era pra Raí, limpou, trabalhou, apontou, tirou, salvou na mão, goleiro, vem para o canto, tirou, entrou! Gol! Bateu o Zico pra bola, colocou!
José Carlos com 11 atendimentos, sendo que uma criança no xadrez.
Lançamento de Milton Cruz para Valdeir, penetrou seu goleiro, ele colocou bem dentro. A sobra é Mazinho que vai com ela. No meio para Bebeto. Tocou de primeira. Vai sair, Bismarck, arrumou, bateu, gol! Atenção do Ricardo Pinto. Cobrança, desceu! E do placar, Casa Corretora, o nome já diz tudo! São Paulo! Fluminense! Para o time que invadiu a área, rolou, agora vai sair o gol, agora vai entrando, tocada pelo meio, gol! Parte pra cima. O Nivaldo solta a bola na esquerda pro Cássio. Passou. Vai perigoso na linha de fundo. E o gol! E por que não dizer? Também do Botafogo. Luiz Carlos Vingue corre pela ponta direita. Empurrou, tocou pro cruzamento. Solado. Botafogo a partir de agora. Tem que passar torcer os dedos aí. Olha lá. Cruzamento foi feito para Mário Filipe, o Borrego na saca Leonardo. Ele não consegue tocar a ponta. Tocada Pezinho. Dá uma pinta. Ailton, Nazinho. Vai aproximando. Ailton pelo meio, passou por Giga.
Pettersson, Zweedse combinatie.
Brian Roy is yet another product of the Ajax school. Steeped in the traditions of Cruyff, Krol, Rijkaard and Van Basten, he was barely out of his teens when Holland took him to the 1990 World Cup finals. It wasn't intended that Roy should play, rather that he should soak up the atmosphere and put it down to experience. Europe's top clubs regularly send their spies to check up on Roy. Goals such as these will keep those scouts coming and keep Dutch football in the forefront of the European game.
Burvis. Otto, nee, Verhagen wint dit keer de rode. Ja, wat een prachtige pegel. Rond de rode. Rijkaard en Hoekstra. Rijkaard steeds meer voorin. Prima scoren. Schot van Gerry Samuel. Schitterende goal. Dit is de laatste in de muren leggen door Paulsen. Weer is de Jong weg. Scoort hij dan? Ja, wat een mooi verhaal.
Rijkaard. En dat is technisch wonder nummer 2. Rijkaard. Schitterend.
Bij Excelsior nieuw is in de spits. Been. Houtman en Been. Schitterend.
Van Basten. Alles winnen ze nu natuurlijk. Ja, ook zo'n goal nog. Ja, 8-2. Marco van Basten.
Siloy, ondanks de tackle van Heus, ondanks haar, ondanks iedereen eigenlijk. En Cassini scoort dan. Het is het nuttige werk van Siloy. Het begon in de wedstrijd eigenlijk met zijn actie, een paas op Cassini.
Bosman en Van Basten. Vadenburg. De Wit. Schitterend. Een volley van de Wit. Omhaal. Doelpunt. Een doelpunt van
Wijs dat die bal moet zijn. Nou, en het is onbegrijpelijk dat hij dan vrijgelaten wordt. En dan kan hij ook scoren in de voorkomen terecht. Want PSV staat hier heel slecht geballen.
We hebben veel elkaar anderhalve week geleden. En het heeft verder Derby rust gegeven, evenals Showhouse. Mitchell. Lokhoff voor de goede voet leggen. En dan proberen. Van Lokhoff.
Meer en meer balverlies nu aan beide kanten. Witsche helemaal vrij. Maakt het wat al te moeilijk lijkt, maar toch. Ja, hij zit toch knap. Van Witsche stond ver. Is meer van Feyenoord. Been moet de bal uitgespeeld. En een steekballetje oversteken. Dat is mooi.
Kans heeft Beck nog niet gehad. Leusink, voorzet. Joesedag, ja, die zit er goed in. Het is de eerste keer. Op rechts stond Bulby. Koeman, weer aan het voor de knal. Koeman schot weer een goal.
Van Schip. Wouters. Van Basten. Schitterend! Schitterend! Marco van Basten. Het mooiste doelpunt van deze competitie, denk ik. Op het moment dat Ajax echt even borstdood zat, is het Europees topscorer Marco van Basten.
Johan Cruijff die strafschop nemen. Die doet op deze manier. Olsen, Cruijff, goal. Nou, curieus natuurlijk. Een zeldzaamheid.
Alleen of laat niet Gullit doen. Gullit dan. Kijk eens. Zelfs Edward Metgod klapte er al voor toen die bal